We did go over the matchups last week when we had Ian Harditz on the show. So, Graham, we are going to do the same with you, and we are going to talk about these playoff matchups that we have coming up this weekend, and we're going to pick them against the spread. So the first game we got is the Bucs at the Packers. The Packers are a 3-point favorite. There's lots of talk about Tom Brady playing in that cold weather, which is something that he has done a ton. Then we got the Bucs run defense looking to slow down Aaron Jones, who is awesome. And then you got A.J. Dillon, Jamal Williams peppering in as well. What are you thinking, Graham? I'm curious to see how you think this one's going to go, because that Bucs passing defense played really well against the Saints last week. But I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers is probably a bit of a different ballgame.
Yeah, it is. And I think, a little bit of it was just Drew Brees being on the clear downswing of his career. Obviously, he was dealing with so many injuries too between the ribs, and apparently he had like some sort of shoulder issue. There's been a lot of talk too about that Week 6 game where Rodgers, really it was Rodgers' only bad game this year. Like if you look at the numbers, look deep into the, just even watching that game, it was really the only game where he struggled. And Todd Bowles, all credit to him, he did an incredible job blitzing him. I don't know how much that game matters though now. I mean, we're talking about a game that happened, in mid-October. It's now, late November or late January. And I think, the Bucs secondary late in the year started giving up a ton of yards to perimeter wide receivers. And obviously, like, no one can cover Devontae Adams. He's just been an absolute cheat code. I think, honestly, I'm pretty surprised that the Bucs are getting this much respect, especially with the Packers #1 seed at home. I'd be on the Packers side pretty strongly. Just, Brady was phenomenal, especially to end the year, and he was great again last week, just super efficient, moving the ball downfield, especially after their first couple drives where they started shaky. But man, I'm not betting against the Packers and in that offense right now. I think I think they'll learn from their previous mistakes. Rodgers will get the ball out a little bit quicker, and we'll see a little bit better offense from the Packers this time.
Mm-hmm. I thought it would have been a little bit more than 3 points for the Packers as well. Yeah. Ty, what do you think? How do you think this shakes out?
Yeah, I mean, I could play a little bit of devil's advocate just in the sense of where I think people are coming from landing on Tampa Bay in this game. And I think it does have a lot or too much to do, to Graham's point, about Week 6. I mean, that was a really bad game for Rodgers. The only game without a touchdown all season. Uncharacteristically, multiple interceptions within that game. Since 2017, Aaron Rodgers has only had 2 games with multiple interceptions, Week 6 against the Buccaneers. The other time was in last year's NFC playoff game against the 49ers. When, you think of Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is hungry in this identical spot last year and failed. I think that's kind of why, he just has that fire in his belly. And Brady obviously has that built into his belly, but I think my point would be that Green Bay, they're not infallible. Aaron Rodgers isn't infallible. And a little bit we have seen the blueprint how to beat the Packers team. Like, you have to do to them what they do to other teams, and that's dominate in terms of time of possession. If Tampa Bay took that route, that usually lends to the run game. So too does cold weather. And if we think back to that first meeting between these two teams, Tom Brady did not have a very good outing in that game. It was a ton of Ronald Jones on the ground, over 100 yards rushing, 2 scores in that game. Packers defense, pretty much a run funnel defense too. So if Ronald Jones is healthier, if they can mix in Fournette and Keyshawn Vaughn, they could frustrate the Packers. I just think the way they would win is the Bucs could be a more balanced offense, because we know they have an abundance of weapons in that passing game too. That totally is kind of the rose-colored glasses though, because I really agree with Graham. That game in Week 6 was a long time ago. This game is in Lambeau. That game was in Tampa Bay, and Green Bay's 8-1 at home this year. And just coming back to the fact that he's totally Aaron Rodgers is hard to stop when he's on his game. Sure, the Bucs are the #1 run defense, but they really have, to Graham's point, fallen off during the regular season against the pass. And I think that's kind of why I like the over in this game too. These are 2 of the 3 highest scoring offenses from the regular season too. So I'll take Green Bay to cover, and I kind of like the over too.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp there. I think Green Bay gets it done. I think Devontae Adams is just kind of a different animal right now, especially with that fire in the belly, like you were saying, Ty.